Okay.
That
Start
what
the video.
the
Yeah, hit the video.
Back Home Media.
hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I'm your host Ricky Chabruggi, and joining me again is Derek from Arizona. How's it going, Derek?
What's going on, buddy?
Not doing too bad. I got my voice back, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think I finally beat these allergies. I hope.
Well, at least it was just allergies, man.
Yeah, hopefully no
Nothing
sneezing
crazy.
tonight. Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff going on out there. COVID and sicknesses and all kinds of stuff going on out there. So
Yeah,
not good, man. So how was your fourth? How was Salina?
noisy.
I saw a post on the Salina scanner page that said tonight's the night we get to play. Is it a firework or a shooting?
Yeah.
Is Salina that bad, or is somebody just being?
I think someone's
funny?
being a smart aleck because I never heard of any shootings, but I know we did have a couple of firework accidents over the weekend, and thoughts and prayers go out to those folks.
Now, how do you find out about firework accidents in Salina, Kansas?
The Salina police scanner page that my brother does.
So do you have a scanner?
Well, I do, but they recently switched to a new trunking system, and so it's rendered my scanner obsolete. I've got to get a new one.
But they still sell on the market scanners that you
Yeah.
can listen into the
Yeah, but they're very pricey.
very pricey. Okay.
Yep. They are. The one my brother got was, I don't remember how much it was, but
What up, Christy?
somewhere around the $500 mark.
Southeast Oklahoma. What's going on, Roxanne? She's checking in. Christopher
sure
Unreal.
Yeah. Nice to see where everybody's from. Hi from Fort Scott, Kansas, but watching from Florida.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Nice and warm in Florida. Nice and crispy, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
It's humid in Phoenix because it rained all weekend.
Yeah.
What up, Mondi?
Yeah.
I love seeing our friends that we see every week.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Pretty bad deal they had down there in Miami with that condo collapsing down there.
No kidding, man. What the heck was that about?
No, I haven't heard what caused it, but
I don't either.
saw reports of people hearing things creaking and popping before it went down and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Southeast Kansas, Baxter
Yep.
Springs area.
Yep.
I like Southeast Kansas. That whole part of the country. If you get over into Oklahoma, you got the casinos right there.
Yeah.
Missouri's over there. You got Joplin. It's crazy. Yep. So very sad. Yeah. That Florida is kind of known. I don't know if I don't think it has anything to do with sinkholes, but I know Florida has sinkhole problems. And I'm always scared of sinkholes. Like, what if you're just sitting there and next thing you know, you're 30 feet down, just like, and you probably die. It's not good. It's not good, Ricky. I'm scared of those. We should outlaw sinkholes because they're very scary. There's one out in western Kansas, out there by Tribune. Tribune. There's a big sinkhole that just appeared one day and it's huge. But crazy stuff. Thoughts and prayers to everybody involved in that building collapse. That's really scary stuff. We got Burlington, Kansas in the house. Let me turn my fan on.
Oh, wow.
So I at least have one fan in the world.
Huh. I had a little interesting one happen to me last night. I was sitting here at my desk, and all of a sudden I get this knock on the door of my apartment, and my dogs start going nuts, of course. But I go in there and answer it, and it's a police officer. asking me if I had seen a naked man wandering around my apartment complex, and I said no. I have been in my apartment all night with my daughter, so I haven't seen anything.
Naked man, huh? Running the streets.
I guess somewhere around the complex, he was going door to door, asking everybody door to door if they'd seen anything. So,
I mean, I know you can get arrested for that because that's one thing. That's one thing that the one thing that I like if you expose yourself in public, you go to jail, right?
Yeah.
I think that if you just without any warning send a picture of your genitals to a stranger, I think you should be able to go to jail for that too. It's just like, here it is.
I did find out in Kansas though that it is legal that if a woman wants to walk around topless in public, she can do it in Kansas. It's legal.
Ladies, let's take advantage.
I'm like, okay. Don't know whose idea that was, but okay. I'm sure each town has their own ordinance regarding that, but overall as a state.
Watching from LA, but live in Dodge City. Nice. I love Dodge City.
Judy.
We have a lot of naked people walking around.
Holy crap. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's your birthday suit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're born that way, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I know what I look like naked, but I don't think the world has to worry about me exposing myself to anybody. I don't even want to see myself naked, Ricky.
Oh, man.
I'm not trying to show anybody else. My wife has to see it sometimes, you know, and if I'm walking through the room after a shower, I feel bad for her. I mean, nobody wants to see this. Raining off here today in Destin. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. On another note,
said something, but I don't see it.
Yeah, that's weird. And I did post a post the other day. Somebody has sent me a couple messages to the Kansas Missing and Unsolved inbox, and I don't know if it's because their privacy settings are set in such a certain way, but I can't see the messages.
Okay.
They're not coming through, or their privacy settings are set strange. So, if you've messaged me recently and I have not responded, like I said, there's 2 messages that I'm not getting them visible to me. I don't know what's going on with that, but if you've sent them and I haven't responded, that's why, because I'm not seeing them. It says I have 2 messages, but it's not showing them to me.
Mandy says it's legal to walk around Topeka, Kansas naked as long as you aren't doing any lewd activities.
Right.
I think I'm good. I think I'm going to wear my clothes. For the people. For the people. They don't need to see that. As long as they stay so many feet away from schools and daycares, they can Topeka. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
On another note, today is my younger daughter's birthday today.
How old is she?
15.
15.
Going on 30.
15 going on 30?
Yeah. Although when I said that earlier today, she was like, I'm not going on 30.
Yeah.
Okay, I need some clarification on this one. Hello from Wichitago. What is Wichitago? Does that mean you're either from Wichita living in Chicago or
whatever it is? It sounds awesome. Loco, says Judy Dunn. Yeah, I will certainly continue to wear my clothes here in Topeka. Me too.
Me 3. Me 3.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
So even though
how often are you guys live? So we're often every other Tuesday and every other every week, but it just depends on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're trying to get on Thursday nights only, but we're just haven't got there yet.
Yeah. Oh, haha! We've gotten some bad crime. We've gotten so bad crime wise. I wonder if it is Chicago. Yeah, Chicago's definitely out there.
Mm-hmm. I like Wichita a lot. McPherson, Kansas.
You know, I'm all for guns as far as protecting your home and your family and going out and hunting, but not just to be walking around or driving around just taking shots at people and houses and businesses and stuff like that. That stuff's got to stop. You know, as well as
that? McPherson or McPherson?
I've heard it said both ways, so I don't know which is right.
Help us out, Curry. Carrie.
I mean, I think I mentioned it on last week's show, but I don't understand why it's become the norm to settle our disputes with guns. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
What up, Melanie?
Yeah. Hello, Melanie.
We don't have a ton of cases tonight, so we were kind of planning on talking to y'all tonight a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton of cases. And it's great we don't have a ton of cases. We're coming off of a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty slow week. Hold on, we got some tons of stuff here. Good evening, guys. Melanie says, I have a gun, protect, not to hurt anyone on purpose. Yeah. This is my thing. I think, if I'm honest, if I could push a button and melt every gun on the planet, I think I would probably do it. Since I can't, my advice is to educate yourself. Educate those that are going to be in your house, in your dwelling, even if they're little kids. Educate, and get a gun. Just because you never know if somebody's going to break into your house. I mean, I'm not somebody who's for guns, but at the end of the day, knowing that they're out there and people may have them, I'm not against somebody owning a gun to protect themselves. I mean, I got a gun, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like owning a gun comes along with a humongous responsibility of educating everybody in the room and the situation of what the gun is capable of. And also you have to take in consideration, if you have some one of your friends bring their kids over and they're all playing and you're just not thinking about it, their kid might not know anything about guns and they might pick it up and play with it. Now, my kids, they've seen what a gun can do. I've showed them what it does to things when you shoot it. It's they're never gonna play with a gun ever. They have heard the horror stories. But yeah, guns are one of those things. If I think that guns are a great thing, but you definitely have to have the education. Hello from Leroy, Kansas.
Yeah. I just was reading an article yesterday or day before where, I think it was yesterday, where an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old boy were both arrested and charged with manslaughter for shooting and killing a 60-something-year-old guy.
Jeez, man.
I mean, I was just like, what? That is just crazy.
3 weeks of heat in Tennessee, and I bet you Tennessee heat is awful. Right. Super, super humid.
Probably.
Judy Dunn still praying that someone will drop the second shooter's name. No luck yet. I think you're going to get that name one of these days. Now, do I think you're going to get justice? I don't know. But I think somebody will eventually tell you the name. Now, then again, you have to prove it in a court of law. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be that. Just getting the name isn't going to, be the end of it. But I truly believe that somebody's going to, because people that know that information, if any of them have a mother, this is eating them away, not telling Judy. If any of the people that know this have a mother and a connection with their mother, this is making them very uncomfortable that they can't just relieve her pain and tell her who took her son's life. So I think that someday, that will bubble up and somebody's going to tell you some stuff, Judy. I really do. Hello from Northwest Kansas. What up, Connie?
Yep, I see some good ones in there. If you own a gun, you need to educate your kids, definitely, and always put them up and lock them up. Yeah,
I totally agree. So many people killed because of senseless acts. It seems like there is a death or multiple deaths each day. Hello from Spring Hill, Kansas. Let's all pray for the safe return of Summer Wells.
And I pulled her flyer in case you want to cover. We covered her last week, but we can always cover her again. I haven't heard any new developments, but
yeah, I'll see if I can pull it up. We do in our house, and the kids know how to use a gun. Perfect, exactly, and it's not hard. It's a 10-minute conversation. You want to know something really dark? One thing that I wanted my kids to see was take them hunting, show them what a bullet does, show them what it's like to kill an animal, and you eat the animal, but show them what a gun does, and they'll never be a situation where my kids are at a friend's house. I'm like, hey, you guys want to play with my dad's guns? My kids are gonna be like, nope, see you later. I'm not gonna get shot today. I know what guns do. So anyway, in 12 days, the 18th, Josh will be turning 5. Wow, 35. Wow.
But instead, forever 20. Yep.
Locked up and put in a safe place. If you own a gun, you need to educate yourself and kids and put them up, locked up safely. It first and firstmost. Today, I was at the gas station. I was looking down. I happened to turn around, and a guy was about to open my door. And there was a lady behind him on a phone. As soon as I turned, he looked at her and hurried away. Glad I turned.
Wow, they were probably going to try to carjack you.
Yeah, my buddy got carjacked in New Orleans last month. He thought he was going to die. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Agree. 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Hello from Junction City. Just for me, I want to know who it is. And that's right. I think somebody's going to tell you.
Yeah.
I think somebody's going to tell you. They're going to feel bad. Like, they feel bad about it already. They're like, why can't I bring an end of the suffering to this woman? You know, like, she didn't do anything wrong. Like, somebody's going to feel bad and tell you something. We're all sorry for Judy. Well, Ricky, we got 34 beautiful people watching with us tonight. Looks like we got only one person on YouTube. I haven't seen him comment yet, but we do need to make a missing persons flyer for Shady Booty for next week's show, because we have not seen him in a while. Or maybe a her.
Definitely. Maybe.
We don't know. Shady Booty. But you guys are watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. By the way, you can find all of our episodes on audio on any podcast platform. Just look for Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We'll be right back after this.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
All right. We're going to start with Anthony Too High Whitney. And this is an unsolved homicide. He was murdered at the age of 27 on July 9th, 1999. In a parking lot of Royal Liquors located on Bristol Avenue off of Eastwood Trafficway in Kansas City, Missouri. This case remains open and unsolved. If you have any information related to this case, please contact the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. Call Case Squad Supervisor Sergeant Jeff Downing at jeffrey.downing@kcpd.org or Detective Ray Staley, ray.staley@kcpd.org by phone at 816-889-1453. 816-234-5220 or the Kansas City, Missouri Tips Hotline at 816-474-8477. You can and will remain anonymous. Your help in solving this case is critical and very much appreciated. So if anybody knows anything regarding Anthony's case, please get that information in. I mean, this has been almost 22 years ago. So let's see if we can't get this case resolved.
We'll talk about family hurting. You know, Anthony's family's been waiting too long.
Last night I was texted. Hang on a minute. I'll stop it. By one of his cousins last night, and she had found one of our previous episodes where we had covered him before and asked me if we could cover him again, and I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
For sure. Yeah. We cover flyers multiple times. You never know who's watching. And I'm a firm believer. All it takes is the right person to see one of these episodes and be like, I know something about that. And how often does that happen? How often do people like, I know that person? You know, it's like, it's, there's power in numbers. This show goes out to a lot of people. A lot of people watch it after, it's already out there. They'll watch it after it's done on the replay, and you never know who sees these flyers. You never know who sees these.
Almost lost her other son last week to a health issue. He's still critical. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Judy. I'll keep him in my prayers and pray for healing for him.
Yeah, that's no good. Let's talk. This one's a little this one's Cobb County, so this one's out of our jurisdiction here, but talk about this one.
Yeah, this is Cobb County, Georgia. Cobb County firefighters spotted the body of a toddler boy during a training exercise on the river in Vinings. Cobb County fire crew was beginning training and filming a water safety video when they discovered the remains of the toddler. The boy was placed in the water in the area of the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area on June 26th, sometime between 5 and 5:30 in the afternoon. The boy's exact age is not known, but investigators believe he was likely between 18 months and 3 years old. His body may have been in the river for 5 days before the remains were recovered. Brianna Cooper, 27, of Stone Mountain, Georgia, was taken into custody late Thursday, July 1st, 2021. Cooper faces a felony charge of concealing the death of another. The relationship between Cooper and the boy has not been confirmed. Police say it's likely the child may be missing from a location north of Cobb County. If anybody has any information, they can call the Cobb County, Georgia Police Department's tip line at 770-499-4111 or email Cobb Police Crime Tips at cobbcounty.org and see if we can't help get this little guy identified.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Do they know if there's any signs of like trauma, or like do they think that the baby died in her custody of like maybe natural causes and she freaked out and threw it in a river? Or
I'm not sure. They haven't really disclosed any of that just yet. I'm sure they're waiting on autopsy results. I'm sure before they make official statement.
Where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna throw this kid in the water after I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad. Very, very sad. Why anybody would want to do that to a little child is just beyond me.
I don't get it, man.
At first, I thought it was a little girl, and when I first saw the picture, and then I read multiple articles where it says it's a boy. So I'm like, oh, okay. Right. And somebody actually commented about an Amber Alert out of California, and they sent a screenshot, and the boy in the picture looks like it could be the little guy, but problem is the timeline doesn't match up. So, right. Because his body was found before the Amber Alert went out in California. So.
Wow. Well, that's not good, man. We got some more comments here. Sending prayers to the family of the toddler. This is.
Yeah.
Don't know who it is, That's sad, Have a body and don't know who it is.
Yeah, like I say, they haven't made any connection between, as far as the relationship between the toddler and the lady they took into custody. So, don't know. I should think by now, somebody, if he was like missing and somebody was missing him, they would have filed a missing persons report on him already. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, tell us about Desiree.
All right. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas since June 19th of 2021. 16 years old. She's 5'5" tall, weighs 125 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Desire's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her located and back to where she needs to be. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's hope.
16, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, me too. I hope she's found alive as well.
Talk about Dominic.
Okay. Dominic Tucker, missing from Iola, Kansas, since June 27th of 2021. He's 16 years old. He's 5'6" tall, weighs 140 to 150 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in the local Iola area, or he may be in the Chinook, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Dominic's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Allen County 911 Communications Center at 620-365-1437 or the Iola, Kansas Police Department at 620-365-4960 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't generate some information on where Dominic may be and get him back to where he needs to be. Yep, as well. I hope he's alive, found alive too. Praying for the families, definitely. And Vista is saying Iola is getting scary anymore. That's where I was when that guy about opened my car door. Oh, okay. Little bitty town like Iola and stuff like that's going on. Interesting. Interesting. Just goes to show you it can happen in small towns as well as big towns.
Jeez.
And no matter what size of town you live in, you're not immune, unfortunately.
No, I've primarily lived in small towns my whole life, and you still have, it's a smaller scale, but you still have bad stuff happen all the time, you know?
Yep.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Kayla.
Right. She is missing from Wichita, Kansas. Kayla Lee Rydell. Since June 22nd, 2021, she's 16 years old. She's 5'9" tall, weighs 110 pounds, has brown hair and green eyes. It is believed she may still be in the local Wichita area, or she may be headed to Oklahoma. If you have any information regarding Kayla's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011. Or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can get some information generated on where she is and get her back to where she needs to be.
Right.
Yep. It's a little worrisome seeing all these missing teenagers and stuff. It blows my mind. And maybe this is just something that's been going on for quite some time, and we're just not as aware of it as we are now because we have the internet and everything now, and where we didn't have 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's hard to say.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelly, prayers and sad that teens are missing rather than they are runaways or kidnapped. Yeah, if you actually read the wording on the flyers, when I do the flyers, like with Kayla's, I always say that they're a missing, in danger, and runaway who went missing from, because we don't honestly know if they are missing or a runaway. Yeah. And Crystal Walden's asking if we could cover Heaven Kaler, which we can. Yeah, we did her last week, but we can sure cover her again.
Let me go ahead and get both of those on here. Who was the first? So I'm going to pull Kaylin real quick.
Summer Wells was the other one.
Okay. So they were both from last week?
I believe so, yeah. Kaylor,
go ahead and cover Heaven real quick.
Okay. Where did I move her to? There she is.
And what was the other one again, you said?
Summer Wells.
That wasn't
Heaven. Yeah, Heaven Kaler. She is missing from Fort Scott, Kansas since June 24th of 2021. She's 17 years old. She is 5'7" to 5'10" tall. She weighs between 130 and 140 pounds. She has dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Heaven's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Fort Scott, Kansas Police Department at 620-223-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get more information generated as to where she may be and get her back to where she needs to be as well. Yeah. I mean, that's the sad thing. We don't know if they're runaways. I mean, majority of them, I'm sure, are runners, but and even if they are runaways, you know, and I brought this up before, we don't know that they ran to run on their own accord, or did they run because maybe they were communicating with somebody online that maybe talked them into it, maybe. I mean, it's hard to know.
Or they could be going through some crazy hormonal teen stuff that makes them just kind of not right in the head for a little while, you know, like
that could be
grown-ups, you know, check out, you know, like we see it all the time. We see grown-ups go missing, and sometimes that's more, you know, it's a lot scarier, you know, those are a lot more darker outcomes, but it's normal for a human being to flee for several reasons. We don't know the reason. You're right.
Yeah. And you're very welcome, Crystal. Thank you for asking us to cover her.
And I went ahead and pulled Summer.
Okay. Summer Moon Utah Wells, missing from Rogersville, Tennessee since June 15th of 2021. She's 5 years old. She's 3 foot tall, weighs 40 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. She was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother outside their home in rural Tennessee before she went inside to play with her toys, according to her father. When her mother went looking for her a short time later, she was gone. Her dad says she went out the basement door and they haven't seen her since that time. Summer went missing from the family home on Ben Hill Road in the unincorporated community of Beach Creek, where neighbors are few and far between. The road, which juts off a state highway, is less than a mile long and dead ends at a dense forest surrounded by rocky peaks. The stream called Limestone Branch snakes alongside it. Again, she's 5 years old. She's 3 foot tall, weighs 40 pounds. She has short blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last wearing a pink shirt, gray pants, and is possibly barefoot. And the photo there on the far right is the probably the most recent, showing how short her hair is. And if you have any information regarding Summer's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 800-824-3463 or the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at 423-272-7121. Tips can also be emailed to tips@tbi.tn.gov. And hopefully we can help get this shared around Tennessee and everywhere else and get some information generated regarding Summers. It's a baffling case.
That's terrifying. Your 5-year-old missing for an hour scares me. This girl's coming up on a month.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything? Anyone from the sex traffic bus made the located safe list?
I have not heard anything, Monty, on that. I've been watching.
I think that's probably something that would be kept quiet. A minor.
I'm thinking
sex trafficked.
Yeah, I'm
not
sure
something you want on your resume.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably won't make that public.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was in that position, I would be like, you're not going to tell anybody, are you? Like that I was, because that's something that they have to. I'm sure they're going to have like years of therapy to come to terms with being sex trafficked. Let alone having everybody they know be like, so I heard you got sex trafficked. I mean, that's nobody's business, But I get wanting to know if any of them are on our list. I 100% get that, Monty. I want to know too. Yeah. It says, but if they have ran away and people are letting them stay, they should be helped for kidnapping. She says, I agree. It's considered harboring a runaway.
Vista didn't mean helped for kidnapping, but held for kidnapping, or harboring a runaway.
Crystal says it's considered harboring a runaway. That's if you can get them to prosecute, which is true.
Yeah.
Not every DA is going to take it to court. They said probably not. What is the latest with Lori Heimer?
It has been so stone quiet regarding Lori Heimer's case. I haven't heard any activity on her case at all for the longest time. So I don't know what the latest is on that.
Have we covered that?
If we did, it was probably one of the very beginning shows that we did.
I have a flyer for that. No, we'll have to do that next week.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a flyer for her. That's not a problem. But yeah, we can get her on next Thursday's show. But yeah, because I do want to do a little digging and see if I can find anything. But like I said, I haven't seen or heard or read anything anywhere. I haven't seen anything new in the media about her case or anything.
Yeah.
It's just been stone cold quiet. Just like Kenny Rychek, it's been stone cold quiet with him.
What have you had updates on in the last couple of weeks? Like, what are some things you've heard in the last couple of weeks that maybe have been updates?
Not much, really. Just basically the located safes and the occasional located deceased that I do. But that's about it, really. And Monty's saying thought maybe they would at least have someone remove them, but I'm sure it's still under investigation. I'm sure at some point they will, but we may not know they were involved in that or not when they do.
Unless, of course, we've had several people on the show now. Unless, of course, somebody reaches out to us and wants to tell their story, which we're open to that. If you're out there and you were a victim of any of that stuff and you want to tell your story to the public, let us know. Contact Ricky. We'd love to have you on. Because we don't know your situation. We haven't been through that.
Right. Anything new for Alex Perez's mom said there might be. Still haven't heard anything from Irene yet. We're still waiting to see, if they release anything on Alex. Hopefully they will soon. You want me to go ahead and cover him again real quick? Alrighty. I know he's on here. There he is. Yeah, Alex Perez is missing from Ulysses, Kansas since December 1st of last year. He's 35 years old. He's 5'11", weighs 235. He has black hair that he shaves pretty much bald and brown eyes. He contacted a family member via telephone on December 1st and advised he'd be coming to their home to wash some laundry. He never arrived at the family member's home in Ulysses, and he has not been heard from or seen by family or friends since then. He had been staying with family and friends prior to his disappearance, and it's believed that he may still be in the local Ulysses area, or he may be in the Garden City, Kansas, or surrounding areas. And again, he's 35 years old. He's 5'11", weighs 235, has black hair that he shaves off, and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye, which you can see in a couple of the pictures there. He also has Perez tattooed on one of his arms, and he also has that tattoo going along his collarbone there. If you have any information regarding Alexander's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-356-3500 or the Ulysses, Kansas Police Department at 620-356-4600 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. So hopefully we can get some information generated on him, or hopefully Irene can give us an update pretty soon. And
the last thing Irene told us was that the KBI told her that they had news for her, that there had been some people at least in custody for questioning. I don't know if they were staying in custody, and that they had news that was not good. That was what Irene updated us on a couple weeks ago. She was like, they said they have news. They said it's not good news. And they said that they have like 3 or 4 people that they've been questioning pretty extensively, but not the person that was attached to the sketchy Snapchat that was sent to the family. So that's a little alarming. Why isn't that person being talked to, you know? But yeah, that's sort of the latest on Alexander.
Yep. Hopefully we'll get something from Irene here pretty soon, though, and she can update us and let us know.
She's a great woman, and Alexander has a tremendous mother. She cares, and she cares so much about, you know, what's going on. And I feel bad for anybody associated for if anything malicious happened to Alexander, as the Snapchat alluded to. Good luck, because Irene Perez is not stopping. She is not going to stop coming after you. So
not to mention all the friends and family that have popped in on the show and stuff like that too. So he's got a large backing behind him.
Yeah, so. I just want to remind you that this is not going to go away. You know, if you did something like, you know, we've heard some things, you know, on Snapchat and stuff. If somebody harmed Alexander Perez, like that, you made a decision that you can't come back from. Like, there are people after you, and they're not going to stop until they have you. So enjoy your freedom, and, you know, but yeah, like I said, nobody's going anywhere. She said, so glad they brought some home. Who were we talking about on that one?
Which one's that now?
I'm not sure. Somebody said, so glad they brought some home.
Oh, that's referring to the sex trafficking thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad, too. She says, don't mess with Mama Bear. You're right. I mean, I'm serious. I've never met Irene, but I don't want to fight her. She seems like a very, you know, very tough broad, you know. I don't want to mess with her. I feel sorry for whoever has wronged that woman, because she's not stopping until she gets what she needs. And
definitely
that's going to be so tonight's episode is called Who Shot K.C. Gillespie. So Ricky, tell us a little bit about this case. This is an unsolved homicide we've covered quite a few times on the show. Catch us up on K.C. Gillespie's case.
Okay, I haven't seen any updates. I was asked to reshare his case. K.C. Gillespie, 20 years old, was found shot to death on March 11, 2018 in his wrecked white Chevy Suburban. The SUV crashed into a tree about 1:30 in the afternoon near 64th Terrace and Torami Avenue at the Forest Glen Estates apartment in Kansas City, Kansas. Initially, police responded to the scene on reports of a fatal crash. Arriving officers, however, discovered that K.C. had been fatally shot. Police say it appears he had been shot near Elizabeth and Sandusky Avenue in the complex. It is believed he crashed into the tree as he fled north on 64th Street. It is unknown why that Casey was in that area. There is a reward of up to $12,000 for information leading to an arrest of the person or persons responsible for Casey's death. If you have any information regarding his death, you're asked to submit it through Crime Stoppers by calling 816-474-8477 or on their website, kccrimestoppers.com, or through their app. And hopefully we can get some information generated and help bring this case to its conclusion by bringing the person or persons responsible to justice. So if anybody knows anything regarding it, call it in and let them know. You can stay anonymous by calling the tips line, the 816-474-8477.
Hold on, say that slower.
Do it.
Say that number slower.
816-474-8477.
On the screen immediately. Apologize if there are any. It says 12,000 reward for info on K.C. Gillespie's murder. Call 816-474-8477. If you know something, say something. That is for the podcast listeners out there. By the way, you can find this podcast on all the podcast platforms. Just look for Kansas Missing and Unsolved. So what have you known about this case? Like, have you talked to family members on this one specifically?
I have in the past, and like I said, I had a family member contact me about running him on the show again and resharing the flyer, and they really didn't give me any updates or anything. I guess there really isn't any updates to give. It's just becoming a cold case, unfortunately. So hopefully we can keep it out there and keep it from going cold.
To me, it's like he has, like, if it's anything personal, if this was just something that he walked into some trouble with some people he had never met before, and it was just like a freak wrong place, wrong time incident, then that makes sense that he gets shot. He drives away and wrecks because he got shot. But if it has anything to do with people he knew in his personal life, like, I just feel like all of the information would like just go through his text messages. Like, if somebody was after him, like, wouldn't there be like threats on like social media? Well, I mean, I guess I just don't, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not a cop. I just feel like if this is somebody, and maybe more than likely what it sounds like is this was like a freak occurrence, like he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's going to be a lot harder to solve. But I just feel like if on these unsolved homicides and stuff, if it's anything personal, if they know the people that did it, I feel like you would be able to at least point a finger at somebody, you know? So like, I just feel like we only can say what the flyer said because we can only say what the police are saying, you know, but I just feel like there's just so much more to the story that, you know, we don't know.
Yeah. Because, we don't know if he just happened to come up on something he shouldn't have, or, you know, wrong place, wrong time, or.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the police owe me and Ricky more information. I'm just saying we can only go based off what they give us, you know, like what the police and what the press releases to the, you know, the public. So yeah, if anybody has any information on this, and what year did this happen, Ricky?
Let me look at the flyer again here. This was, as soon as I find it again.
You're good, man. You're good.
It was March 11th, 2018. So just a little over 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
So, I mean, this is still fresh in people's memories, folks. Like K.C. Gillespie, this happened. People have talked about this. People know things. We get it. Snitches get stitches. Nobody's asking you to take out a front page newspaper article and say, "Hi, I, Derek Relaford, say that this person killed K." No, you don't want to do that. We have the number on the screen, 816-474-8477. If you know something, say something. If you heard about this, if you heard rumors about this, call the number. The only thing you're going to do is maybe provide a little bit of information so Casey's family can get some sleep at night.
Right. Says Carrie's asking, do you know the name, or do you know if they've released or identified the name of the victim that was found shot south of Abilene? How long ago was that, Carrie? Because I might need my memory refreshed a little bit here, Carrie, so if you can help me out with that a little bit.
Roxanne's right.
That was something recent I haven't heard.
Roxanne Fisher says somebody always knows something. People need to step up and tell. You don't need to say who you are. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at the bottom of the screen there's 12,000 reasons to say something if you know. I mean, if that's what it takes, if doing the right thing and letting this guy's family get some rest again, if that's not enough of a motivator for you to tell the authorities what you know about this case, there's $12,000. Go buy something. I mean, it's really whatever. I'm not even gonna give a guilt trip. If it takes 12,000 reasons for you to say something that would go to an arrest, so be it. But the important thing is the information needs to come out, and you're never going to feel better. You're never going to just sleep this off. Oh, I'll just quit thinking about it someday. No, information that could solve a case, and you're never going to sleep right again until you say something. And again, do it anonymously. The number scrolling across the screen right there. Anonymously say something.
Yeah.
She says it was today.
Yeah, I see that. I'm looking here.
Monty says, get that burden off your chest, free your conscience. I'm telling you.
Here we go.
Go ahead. You got it?
Yeah, an investigation is underway after a body was discovered Tuesday morning under a river bridge south of Abilene. According to Dickinson County Sheriff's Office, on Tuesday morning at approximately 6:50, first responders were dispatched to the Smoky Hill River Bridge just south of Abilene on K-15. In regards to an unknown situation, officials discovered a deceased male subject with an apparent gunshot wound at that location. The identity of the subject will not be released at this time, pending notification of next of kin. An investigation is ongoing. I had not heard that. Wow. That's the new one. I'll have to keep my eyes open on that one and see if they ruled out a homicide or what. I'm checking different articles in different locations to see if anybody's got any different kind of information. So far, they're all reading all the same. Pretty much.
I got this.
They're all reading the same.
So this is what we're talking about here, the Smoky Hill River Bridge?
Yeah, south of Abilene, yeah. That's an old picture of it, but yeah. That's an old postcard.
Well, I was feeling a little nostalgic, Rick.
Yeah. I don't know if that's still...
Would they say that the body was found right by there?
Under there, it sounds like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have more info on that next week, for sure.
Yeah, I will keep my eyes open for that one.
No problem. Ricky loves to look stuff up.
You're welcome, Carrie. I don't mind looking stuff up.
All these shootings anymore, just not safe. Taking so many lives for no reason at all. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Super lame. If you're that upset with somebody, just go beat them up or kiss their girlfriend. I mean, those are things that really hurt. You know, you got to kill them. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, serious. Like, kill somebody. And then if you get caught, like, I don't know many people that are on like year 25 of a sentence because they killed somebody in a state of anger. I've never seen one interview where somebody's like, yeah, I'm glad I did it. I'd do it again. They're always like, yeah, I've had a lot of time to think, and that was a overreaction. I mean, give somebody 20 years to think about it, you know, this decision they made. Like, I don't know. I think it helps, man. I think it's people have to pay for stuff like that. Like you know, Judy, her whoever shot her son, like that was years ago, and they've gotten free time. You know, like who knows how much time they have left? They owe society time for, you know, taking place in a murder like that. You know, it's like
right.
Need more love, not gunfire, for sure.
Exactly, definitely. Agree 100,000%.
Tell us about Linda Dillard Kleinbell.
Yeah, we covered her. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, but I was asked about covering her again. So I said, okay, we can sure do that. She is missing from Table Rock, Nebraska since June 16th of 2021. She's 55 years old. She's 5 foot tall, weighs 130 pounds. She has brown hair that possibly could be dyed blonde and blue eyes. She is last believed to be on foot, and she does have ties to Hiawatha, Kansas area. and she's 55 years old. She's 5 foot tall and weighs 130 pounds. She has brown hair that may be dyed blonde and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Linda's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Richardson County, Nebraska Sheriff's Office at 402-245-2479 or the Pawnee County, Nebraska Sheriff's Office at 402-852-2969. And see if we can't get some information generated as to where Linda may be, and hopefully she's okay wherever she's at.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 17-year-old in Topeka got killed visiting her mom for the 4th. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So is it one of those instances where the 17-year-old was killed by a celebratory gunfire, as they call it, where they're celebrating the 4th by shooting a gun off?
They're probably shooting it straight, like off into the... People are stupid.
Well, what comes up must come down.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. They sell blanks. Like if you're gonna be a gun owner, be smart. Don't just be like, well, I've decided to be a gun owner, so I went to the store today and I said, give me 11 guns. So now I'm a gun owner. I own 11 guns. It's like, cool. You know how to use any of them? No, I'm just going to wing it. Okay, you're going to lose an eye because you can't just take some of these guns and just slap it together and pull the trigger. Like there's, you have to know how to do this stuff. If you want to celebrate, get some blanks. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
The West? Is it Dodge City, Kansas all over again? Like, what is it? Like, you got to shoot your six-shooter off and come on. You're going to kill people.
It sure seems like when you see people walking around with guns on their hips. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, man.
We're reverting back to the 1800s or what?
Something, man. So this name's a little hard for me to pronounce. Let's talk about, is it Suburthia?
That's
Suburthia.
Yes, Suburthia Bassett. This was one I was just asked about doing the other day. I hadn't covered her before, and I was asked if I could do that. And I was like, yeah, I sure can. See, about 6:49 a.m. on Saturday, June 12th, a patron at the Turner Boat Access called 911. This was in Kansas City, Kansas, and stated there was a body lying on the ground near the boat ramp. According to the spokesman, the boat ramp is near 59th Street Lane and the Kansas River. Kansas City, Kansas police officers and Wyandotte County sheriff's officers arrived and found a female in her mid-60s deceased from an apparent homicide. The victim was identified as Suburthia Bassett, 64, a resident of Kansas City, Kansas. The Wyandotte County, Kansas sheriff's officer is conducting the investigation into her death. If you have any information regarding Suburthia's death, please call Wyandotte County, Kansas sheriff's office at 913-573-2861. And see if we can't help find out who is responsible for her death and get her friends and family some justice.
Yeah.
And this I agree with too right here. A law should be put in place. If you buy a gun, you have to show proof of going to a gun safety class. That should be a required thing.
Yeah.
Gun safety should be, before they even sell you the guns, say, okay, fill out the paperwork for the gun, let them do their background. While they're doing the background, you should be required to go do a gun safety course.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes, Monty, she is 64.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We have a short located safe tonight. It's not long. Like I said, it was a pretty slow week. There was a few cases came up for Ricky to do. A decent amount of located safes, considering we were live Thursday.
Yeah,
I guess that's the thing. Like it's only been a few days since our last show, so that's probably why it feels like it was a short week. But
right,
we're guessing there'll be 25 cases to cover next week to make up for this. But we will be back soon. Let me go ahead and show you our located safe reel. Right now, you're watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. And this is the located safe reel for this week. You're muted, buddy.
Sorry about that. Always like to see those located safe reels. Always like putting the located safe on the flyer too.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling.
Yeah.
This just says my husband is taking me out to teach me. I shot them, but I just don't feel comfortable yet. Yeah, you'll get there. It's guns. Look, guns are great. Guns are a good time, but in just one blink of an eye, a gun can become a horrible time. So just gotta have that respect. Gotta have that respect for a firearm.
Right.
Thanks for doing this, for posting Alex Perez going into 8 months now. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We firmly believe somebody's going to speak up soon and sort of help the police tell the story and piece it together. And I hope somebody, answers for it.
I can't believe it's been 8 months since the first time we covered him.
Mm-hmm.
And we've covered him every month since. I don't think we've missed a show. Well, maybe one, I think, where we didn't. But I think for the most part, we've had him every single show.
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to continue to cover it until we get answers.
Keeping a full court press on.
Yeah. Well. Let me see.
Yeah. Ready for any disclosure? Yep. I do want to share something real quick. Let me step away from my desk for a second. I do want to share something. Hang on.
Okay, go ahead. At least you will be responsible. Oh, too bad, everyone. Yeah. That is true. That is true. That is true.
Okay. A few months back, that's been several months ago, I guess. We had Annette Lawless on the show. And so, and as you can see, I've got the picture over here where her and I had taken together a couple years ago when they exhumed Miss Molly's body for DNA. And of course, she's subsequently been identified as Robin Green from California. Well, I sent copies of those pictures to Annette. And she's, like I said, it was a few months ago, but she, her husband came down with COVID. And of course, she had she had their baby girl recently. So she's really had her hands full with the baby girl and her little boy and stuff like that. But she did send them back. I got them today. And she sent them back all signed.
Oh, nice.
Yep, all signed. And there's another version of the one back there on the wall. So yeah, and she enclosed an extra one that I did not anticipate. This one right here, it's one of her studio shots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I got all that in the mail today. I thought that was pretty cool. She also sent a little card with a little note in it. And
see, I left Kansas, like 4 or 5 years ago. So,
yeah.
And I didn't have cable in Kansas. So I didn't really know much about Annette until I started working with you.
Yeah.
But I found out like she's been in a couple movies back in the day. Nothing crazy, but she's been in some movies. She's the real deal, man. That Annette Lawless.
Yeah. Yep, and she's won several awards for her Missing in Kansas segments on Cake and
yeah, I've seen several of her pieces, online, and she knocks it out of the park every time, man. And I think it's really cool that she first, it's cool that she knows this show exists. That's neat. And two, that she stopped by to talk to and it wasn't so much for our sake, but she wanted to talk to our guests that night, and it's just really cool that it's really cool that she has that connection with you, knowing that she has this show that's a lot like what you do, and I think that she really appreciates that connection as well of you guys are both kind of trying to do the exact same thing in this situation, and try to bring people home.
Yeah. And the last award she got was actually an American Legion Award. It was what was that award called? It's the prestigious Fourth Estate Award is what it's called.
Nice.
And she posted about it on her Facebook and her Twitter. And she added an additional comment to her post. And she's on her Facebook, she said, "I'd like to add that the community helps make this a success story every day. Law enforcement folks and advocates with the Sedgwick County government, Wichita Police Department, the FBI, the KBI," and then she credited Kansas Missing and Unsolved, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and so many others deserve credit for this too. You're all valued and make a huge difference. I thought that was really cool. And then her Twitter was very similar to that. It was the comment she made on it was many others deserve credit for this too. Many partnerships and support, including Kansas Missing Kids, Crime Stoppers, Governor Laura Kelly, Kansas Apple, Sedgwick County Sheriff, Kansas Attorney General's Office, Missing Kids CEO, Charlie Project, Justice Department, FBI, Missing in Kansas, Cake News. So I thought that was cool that she acknowledged, what we do here and how we're helping too. I really appreciate that.
She's rad.
That was really cool. But she's done a lot with that segment, and it's really, really cool. And I hope someday that her and I can get together and do a kind of a joint project or something. That would be kind of cool to do.
Yeah. That'd be really cool, man. I think we're going to get there, man. I think this show's really picking up. We love people hanging out with us every week.
Oh, yeah.
If we can get this on an every Thursday thing, I think that we would really have a nice family here every week that we can, and I think it would be therapeutic for everybody involved. Just a 1 hour a week where we all get together, all of us, web sleuths trying to solve crimes from, while having full-time jobs and raising children, I think that there's a little bit of it like where we know we're not law enforcement at all, but like we feel like we're trying to help, the situation. We're trying to provide as much information to the public as possible. And I feel like everybody that watches this show, comments on this show, shares your flyer, I think they have that little bug inside of them too, where they're like, I'm like a web detective, like we can use the internet and gather information and figure stuff out, like when people, contact this show and say, such and such sent me a screenshot and I was on screen on your internet show. And so, and like, it's just crazy how this thing works. You never know who's watching. You never know who's recording the screen. You never know who's screenshotting. You never know what's going on. So it's crazy how this thing's like a web and it goes everywhere. But I think that things are really, really looking up for the show. And then we're so beyond thrilled that people like Annette Lawless even know we exist. So, that's awesome. Yeah. And maybe it'd be really cool to see you and Annette do something together. Maybe, but like I said, we're doing the same thing, man. We're trying to bring people home and trying to fight this together.
Yeah. And Sandra Ochoa Westover, she says we're ready. Family needs closure, and I'm sure that's in reference to Alex Perez. And you guys need closure, and hopefully it'll come very soon. And let's see. Vista saying you guys are amazing. Keep it going. Thank you. And Carrie's like every Thursday would be awesome.
So do we just need to get like
I'm hoping to be able to do every Thursday. I've been talking to my boss at work about it, letting her know, trying to get her to schedule me an earlier shift on Thursday so I can.
What if we do a petition,
get home, get cleaned
up,
online
petition that says let Ricky have Thursday evenings off? Let's do it.
No.
Let's get everybody to sign.
Don't get me in trouble at work now. Come on. You guys are amazing. Thank you for everything you guys do. You're welcome, Carrie. And Emma Casper, I love watching you. I'm always watching for the notification to say you guys are one. Thank you for watching. Oh, on. I think she means on, not one. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, thank you for being here, Emma. We like doing what we're doing. That's for sure. Yes, we did Matthew Messer. I'm not sure on James Howard. Let me see here. I don't even have a flyer made for James Howard. So if you can get me information on him, Crystal, I will definitely do that. Matthew Messer, we did cover last week. If you have it, we can do it real quick if you want.
Let me get it.
Yeah, because we did it last week.
Got it.
I'm scrolling down feverishly trying to find it here. I'm almost, oops, I just went right by it. 100 miles an hour. Let's see. My files are very long. See, Matthew Messer, Pittsburgh, Kansas is where he's missing from since June 23rd of 2021. He's 15 years old, 5'8" tall, 155 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. He was last seen about 5:30 in the morning on June 23rd, and it's believed he may be with Matthew Barnes, who's also considered missing and endangered. If you have any information regarding Matthew's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department. at 620-231-1700 or the TIPS hotline at 620-231-8477 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And hopefully we can get some information generated for that. Okay. She said James is his half brother. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll get a flyer made when I can get the information tracked down. I'll get one made here. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Crystal. I'm on vacation from work this week, so I'm available pretty much any time all week. So. No, we didn't do an anniversary show for Lori Heimer. Looks like we need to get one or get her on one of our shows here pretty quick. And Matthew Barnes was located. Okay, I'll get him updated to located safe. That'll be a good one to do. And write that down so I don't forget. Otherwise, I probably will forget. But yeah. Cool. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate the heads up on that. Yeah, another good show tonight. I love the interaction with the people that come in and drop by and hang out with us for the time that we're on, and throw case suggestions out there for us. And I don't mind getting the flyers back up there that we've done before and doing them again. And Crystal says Matthew is with James. Okay, I will update that on Matthew Messer's flyer. James Howard. Okay, I will note that. Can we talk about any they want to talk about any updates on the Heimer case? KBI never released any details, and it just seems to have gone cold. Sadly, Casey, yes, it has seemed to have gone cold. There hasn't been any kind of updates or any news stories in the news or anything. I mean, news media hasn't even done any anniversary stories on Lori's anniversary of Lori's death anytime recently either, and it's really troubling that it's gotten so quiet. I mean, there is a Facebook group on Lori's case going. I'll have to get the name of it because I don't honestly remember it now. It's been so long. I try to keep up with it. There's actually a couple. There's one called Who Murdered Lori Heimer? Uncensored Discussion, and Answers Prayers and Support for Lori Heimer and Family. So both of those groups are out there on Facebook. I know there's a lot of people that want to see a resolution into her case too, and honestly, I would like to see a resolution into her case as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, to go so long without any ideas, any suspects, anything, any person's interest. I know there was talk of those two trucks for a long time about them being seen in the area around that time. I haven't heard any more on that. I don't know. It's just been too quiet, way too quiet.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, it is disheartening, very disheartening. Hopefully something will break soon on Lori's case, and we'll have an update of some sort if something breaks, which I hope it will. And bring Megan Fogelsong home too, definitely. And I'm hoping that Ashley Duft out there with her group, Megan's Voice, I hope they're making headway on doing just that.
We appreciate you, Crystal.
And we were supposed to work on getting Ashley on the show at some point.
Yeah.
Trying to get her to talk about any updates on Megan's case.
My niece is in Lubbock because my brother just moved here from Lubbock, and his daughter had all her friends there, so she went back for the summer. She's like, I don't like Phoenix.
Oh, well.
I think we kind of covered that on the show last week, that a lot of times you see the same cities on these kids running away. Well, we don't know if they're running away, but a lot of times you see the same cities because that's where a lot of foster care is.
Yeah, that's what I found out about Wichita. A large number of the group homes are in Wichita, and Topeka's got quite a few. So that's why it seems like a lot of them come from those areas.
Heather Hobbit Life Girl Berry. I love that.
That's cool. Don't necessarily collaborate. I pull what I find in the news media, on other missing person sites and that kind of thing, and do my own research and see what I can find on these cases too. And a lot of times, some of the law enforcement agencies will have a post on their Facebook or something and put some information out that way, and I'll use that. If I have a question or two, I'll try to call and talk to them and ask them, if I have a question. But it would be nice to be able to collaborate with other missing persons Facebook pages or Twitter pages or whatever, and work together on some cases. That would be kind of cool to do. Maybe even bring a person from one of their groups or pages on the show and collaborate with them that way a little bit. It might be something to think about down the road.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Casey is asking, have you guys heard anything about the results from the skull found here in town? No, nothing. Not a single thing. I would like to find out something on that. I check the news sites around here all the time, and so far they have had nothing. So I don't know if they're still working on trying to get DNA from it or what's going on.
Here's the thing. Do they have any right check DNA?
See, I was wondering about that myself, because the only thing that I know as far as family members is they think they might have family up in the Colby area. So that I don't know.
That's hard to test.
Yeah.
Just go to Colby. Anybody here think you might be related to this guy? I don't know. Like, well, let's test your blood. I mean, this is the thing. Everybody goes to the door. I don't know. Kenny seemed like, kind of a rogue guy, but most people go to the doctor and they take your blood. Like, you would think that they would just have your DNA on file, but would Kenny ever be in a position where they would need to collect his DNA and store it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you never know.
There's a cold case from Texas. She's been on 48 hours before. No clues. Well, nothing mentioned recently. Her mom's a good friend of mine. Is desperately wanting closures. It is a 20-year-old case. Tell you what, Heather. If you can have her get a hold of me and send me, any links to any articles regarding the case or any videos to, if they're on 48 hours, I might be able to find the video for that particular episode on YouTube. What's the Jesus, we shot a firework. What's her name? The victim's name? Oh, she made a flyer for her recently. Okay. If you want to send that to me, I'll take a look at it too.
Yeah, Kelly Uphoff says, typically I understand doctors get rid of blood when they are done using it. And I'm pretty sure it's got to be like illegal to save somebody's DNA.
The only exception that I know that I've ever heard of on that was with the BTK case, because they had got a hold of a doctor in Manhattan where his daughter was going to school and managed to get DNA from an old pap smear test.
Okay.
So
you never know. Yeah. I'm just hoping we have something to base. If we're thinking it's Kenny, I just hope they have something to base that off of. Like they have some DNA of Kenny somehow.
I mean, there's also dental records they could possibly use if there was teeth still left in the skull by chance.
She said it'd be useful if doctors would let you donate your DNA to a registry. I mean, you can technically, like if you do any of these mail-in DNA things, which is just creepy to me. My mom does it. She's like, I sent them my blood and they told me I'm related to Abraham Lincoln. I'm like, I think they tell that to everybody. But like, probably. She did it, but like, I mean, that's how they caught a murderer before, and that's the thing. Like, but I think me knowing that I don't have any crimes that I've committed, I have a clean conscience. I'm not worried about my DNA showing up anywhere. I would totally allow them, like the next time they take blood, I'd be like, totally store this somewhere or run a DNA thing just in case I ever go missing or you ever like need to test like a body part to see if it's me. Because right now, if they don't have any DNA, I mean, where are they going to get it? I mean, I guess, I don't know, man. Like, it's just like, I think, Kelly's right. 23, supposedly the broomstick killer confessed, but all her cases. Okay.
Her name was Cynthia Renee Gonzalez. That's up there. A few comments above that. 23. I'm gonna put that over there. And one of the more interesting cases I ran across a video about talking about body parts was up in Canada. I can't remember what part of Canada it was. I'd have to pull the video again. But they were having a problem with finding shoes washing up on shore with feet in them. They have no idea who the feet belong to or how they got there,
Creepy.
but they're just finding shoes with feet in them.
Me and Kelly are like, we'll give our DNA out, so just in case anything happens to us.
No.
And take a lot. Like, oh, we only have a little bit of DNA to test this. I'll be like, hey, take like a pint of blood and just put it in a Mountain Dew bottle in the freezer. If I ever go missing and you find some blood, you have plenty to test from.
Yeah.
I got plenty of blood. We got plenty of DNA here, Ricky. Like, let's have a DNA bank where we can because honestly, it really makes me worried. Like, say what if it is Kenny and we have no idea to find out if it's him or not?
Right. They do have ways now of taking small amounts of DNA and duplicating it, making it larger. It's called tandem repeat. Hey Debbie, how you doing tonight? Put mine in a Coke bottle and we're good.
I mean,
okay, but I guess put mine in a Sprite bottle.
Well, that way we don't get them mixed up.
Yeah. Because I can't drink anything with caffeine. It's not good for my ticker. So
I'm glad I don't have that. I live on caffeine. I'm out of coffee. We actually got to end this because I'm out of coffee. Debbie says she's good.
Doing all right. I'm on vacation from work this week, so trying to get some stuff done around here.
You should have told me. We would have did the show Thursday.
Thursday? Oh, yeah. I didn't think about it. Didn't think about it. I'm just chilling this week. I got to do some stuff around here I need to do and stuff like that. So at least that's what I said I'm going to do. I need to do it. Hold me to it, people. Hold me to it. Okay, Crystal, thank you. I'll get to work on that as soon as we're done with the show tonight. Waiting on my daughter to get back home tonight, too. She went over to her mom, spend some time with her mom and her sister. And she should be back shortly.
Oh, this is the dead man prime suspect in Gonzalez murder. Wow.
Oh, nice.
We'll probably talk about this next week.
Yeah. That's never good when the prime suspect's no longer alive.
Yeah.
That's never good.
We've seen that a lot.
Oh, that's never good. Yeah. Such as the case with the Megan Fogelsong case where David Madden took his own life. So, and whatever information about Megan he took with him. So, Kelly's saying, can't wait for next week. Can't wait for it either. Yeah, hopefully we can get these things going on just Thursday nights. Looks like I got to visit with my boss a little bit and see if I can't just do an earlier shift. So instead of working until 8 or 9 or 10 at night on Thursday, see if I can back it up to do like a 9 to 6 or something to where I can get out of there and get home and get cleaned up and get the prep for the show. So that would help me out a lot. And Carrie's saying she can't wait either. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. Seeing people can't wait for the next show. All right. Well, everybody, thank you guys for being here tonight. And Mondi, you have a great night. And you are very welcome. Yeah, it is unfair when they take the information to the grave with them like that. It is. And Vista says Thursday night worked better for her too. Okay. Well, I'll do some more talking and see what I can come up with. But thank you, everybody.
Free up my Tuesday nights for curling.
Okay. I'm trying, Crystal.
Like curling team.
My son would be doing some stuff around here, and any flyer requests that come in, I will gladly do them. So if you got any, send them to me. But everybody, just want to thank you guys tonight for hanging out with us and covering these cases with us. And hopefully if anybody knows anything or can share it with somebody that may know something to get some information called in, that would be fantastic. And with that, until we see you guys next Thursday, which will be July 15th, so you guys have a great week and hope you guys had a safe 4th of July. And you guys take care. God bless. And we will catch you next week on the next show.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and a person the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to disgrace in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn.